Hey, Violet, I heard you're getting married.
Yeah, but how do you know that?
I went back home today.
Wait, seriously, Chloe? That's rare. You haven't been back home in years.
Honestly, I didn't want to go back either, but Mom kept insisting I come home. She said they needed to measure me for the dress I'll wear at your wedding.
I see.
So I went home for a second. But as usual, they were so stiff, you know. As soon as I got there, it was all, "How have you been? Are you still working? Do you have any plans to get married?" It was so annoying. I got out of there fast. I told them I'd buy my own dress and just took the money.
You haven't changed at all. They're just worried about you and want to talk. Taking their money and bragging about it isn't something to be proud of.
But hey, you've really fallen off, haven't you?
What do you mean?
Mom showed me. But your fiancé is a construction worker, right? That work uniform suited him so well. I totally thought you'd marry some high-profile guy like a doctor or a CEO. You've always been great at studying and got all the praise from Mom and Dad. You've always been seen as the capable one compared to me. But you're marrying a guy who wears a work uniform? I saw the picture and couldn't stop laughing.
That's only because you kept messing up, and they had to pin their hopes on me. Do you know how much extra pressure that's put on me?
I've got my own life to live, thank you very much. But I'm glad to see you've also fallen off a bit.
Well, I don't know what kind of misunderstanding you're having. Sounds like you didn't really listen to what Mom and Dad told you.
Nope. I just got a peek at that undeniable photo. Mom and Dad didn't really talk much about your fiancé either. So I figured he's not exactly someone they're proud to show off. Honestly, I felt kind of bad for you.
I don't think that's exactly the case. So basically, Chloe, you haven't changed at all since we last saw each other.
Yeah, nothing's changed, so no worries. I'm not particularly close with you, and I don't plan to be. But I really don't get along with Mom and Dad, so I'd rather not be involved with them at all. Just go ahead and do your own thing without me. I'll just show up on the day. Later. I'm looking forward to your wedding.
Wait, seriously? You're still making decisions on your own and acting on them. Nothing's changed. Well, fine. See you at the wedding.
It was hilarious. I just meant it as a little prank. I never thought it'd turn into such a huge deal.
You're the worst.
I threw a raw egg at your fiancé during the wedding. His tuxedo got all soaked in egg. I think he rushed off the change, but serves him right. I mean, it was already a joke for a construction worker to wear such a fancy tuxedo. He was asking for it, acting all high and mighty.
You haven't just stayed the same. You've gotten worse. Why have you become even more outrageous? Throwing a raw egg at someone's tuxedo is beyond rude.
But come on, a low-educated guy who works construction, wearing a tux? He only dresses up on special occasions, and it's hilarious.
You need to cut it back. Do you even know who he really is?
Huh? Come on, what do you mean who he really is? He's just a low-wage laborer, right? I mean, let's be real. He's probably some idiot who couldn't even get into high school, let alone college.
Honestly, your prejudice is pretty shocking. My fiancé is the heir to a factory-owning family. He wears a work uniform because he visits the site as part of his job.
Wait, what?
You don't get it, do you? My fiancé isn't a worker. He's the owner of the factory. Just because he was in a work uniform, assuming he's a laborer is pretty shallow thinking. Why would the owner even bother going to the site? He believes it's important to feel the conditions firsthand and understand the people working there. As a factory owner, he doesn't just make decisions from behind a desk. He values knowing the reality on the ground. That's so misleading. Anyone who sees a photo of him in that dirty work uniform would think he's a low-level worker. You should really rethink your idea that being a laborer equals being low class. Honestly, I don't think you're in any position to look down on anyone. Wait, but if he's the owner, doesn't that mean he's loaded? Awesome! So my life is set. I was thinking I just rely on my boyfriend and get by. But having a wealthy family is definitely the safest bet. Excuse me? What kind of misunderstanding are you having? Whether my fiancé is a business owner or not, that has nothing to do with you. It's not like you're going to be getting any of his money. Come on, don't be stingy. I'm your sister, so I'm part of the family, right? Of course, you'll help me out when I need it. Are you serious? Did you already forget what you did? You threw a raw egg at the groom during the wedding. There's no way we're going to have a good relationship after that. Come on! If your fiancé is rich, you should be more chill about this. I mean, what's your deal? I'm your sister, and yet I got screamed at by our parents and thrown out of the venue. It's obvious. You ruined the entire wedding. You laughed when you saw him covered in eggs. Honestly, you're nothing but an embarrassment to the family. But his shocked face was hilarious. I couldn't help but laugh. I'm sure my boyfriend would find it hilarious too. Oh, by the way, I have a boyfriend now, and he's into this kind of thing. He loves dark humor. Stop saying such stupid things. I can't even have a normal conversation with you, can I? I've had enough. Just get lost. And don't ever come to see me again, you jerk. Yeah, whatever. I'm leaving. No need to tell me twice. It's not like I had any intention of celebrating your wedding anyway. Glad the whole thing got messed up. Serves you right. There were a lot of issues today, but you looked absolutely beautiful as a bride, Violet. Your dad and I were so moved that we couldn't stop crying. You've really grown up to be an amazing person. Thank you, Mom. I was happy to see you both crying tears of joy. There were some issues, but I'm really glad the wedding could continue. I think it's because you and Dad quickly pulled Chloe out of the venue that everything went smoothly after that. We caused the venue staff a lot of trouble too. Yes, we honestly feel responsible as well. What happened today is partly our fault for giving up on trying to guide her. Chloe has been difficult since she was little, hasn't she? That's right. We got called to school so many times, and the teachers would complain to us. It was really tough back then. It felt like our days revolved around her. While other parents were managing their work and home lives, I was always chasing after Chloe's misbehavior. Even so, I hoped things would improve, but once she hit her rebellious phase, it became completely unmanageable. I remember she had problems with her school friends too. Most of the time, Chloe was the one at fault. We had to go apologize to the school and the parents of the other kids, and it was exhausting. I got so worn out that I stopped being strict with her, and now we're paying the price for that. Please stop, Mom. It's not your fault she turned out like this. I saw how much care you and Dad put into raising her. I watched you try to talk to her every time she caused trouble, always trying to help her get back on the right path. But in the end, we could only hold her back from acting out, not really change her. And now, that's led to her throwing a raw egg at the groom during your wedding. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have stopped her before she did it. But it's not your fault, Mom. No one expects someone to sneak an egg into a wedding and throw it at the groom. Plus, you both tried not to talk too much about my fiancé, right? I think that's part of why things ended up like this. It's partly my mistake, too. That's because you said it yourself. You didn't want to tell her about your fiancé's true identity too soon, because she might try to leech off him and cause trouble for him and his family. We figured she'd find out at the wedding anyway, but until then, we wanted to keep it quiet to avoid any unnecessary drama. She asked to see a photo, so we showed her one. But we didn't think she'd jump to that conclusion just because he was in a work uniform. Chloe's always been unpredictable, thinking in ways no one expects. Even when she messaged me on WhatsApp the other day, she said some pretty condescending things, but I never thought she'd take it this far. I know. Apparently, she's got a new boyfriend now, and she's been acting even more full of herself than usual. She's claiming he'll become a CEO or some top executive in the future. At least, that's what she said, but she didn't seem too sure of the details herself. Either way, she thinks he has a bright future. I see. So that's why she's been so self-centered, acting without any regard for others. I get that she's excited about having a good boyfriend, but with the way she's acting, she's bound to face some consequences eventually. Yeah, she doesn't have any real skills of her own. Thinking someone else's strength is her own won't lead to anything good. Exactly. Your dad and I were hoping she'd mature and grow up during the time we didn't see her. Maybe we just spoiled her too much. Yeah, I think that's probably true. She can't expect everything to go her way all the time. Violet! Please answer the phone. Something terrible happened to my boyfriend. What's got you so worked up? My boyfriend! Your husband fired him. Please, you have to do something. Yeah, I heard about it. So you knew? I never thought it would come to this. Wasn't your boyfriend supposed to have a bright future? That's what you said, right? He's working at the company now, and he's really close with the owner. He's well-liked and could become an executive someday. Or so he claimed. So he thought it would be funny to tell that owner how I threw a raw egg at the groom and left the wedding. Turns out, the owner was the very guy I threw the egg at. I heard things got pretty awkward after that. Your boyfriend apparently bragged about the egg incident at a work party, didn't he? Seems like he's just as clueless and inappropriate as you are. The people around him didn't know how to react at first. They forced out some nervous laughter, unsure of what to say. Without realizing that, your boyfriend kept laughing like it was some heroic story, telling everyone how he ruined the wedding and thought it was hilarious. Then my husband dropped the line, "That guy in the tuxedo was me." And everyone instantly understood the situation. It became a pretty uncomfortable party after that. Apparently, my husband lightened the mood with a joke, but your boyfriend was fired on the spot behind the scenes, wasn't he? What was supposed to be a fun party turned into a heavy atmosphere, and my husband was disappointed when he got home. So you know everything, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't even know he worked at the factory. He lied to me. That's why I told the story, trying to make it funny. No matter the reason, the outcome is what matters. Besides, after all that trash talk about laborers, turns out your boyfriend was one of them. I'm telling you, he lied to me. When he came home, he looked completely pale. He told me everything, and then I turned pale too. I never thought I was dating a laborer. But even if that was a lie, As long as we got married, he was on track to becoming an executive, and I would have had a good life. So I was willing to overlook that. No, it seems like your boyfriend was just misunderstanding things. What? What do you mean? Apparently, my husband noticed there was a laborer trying to butter him up. But he didn't plan on getting close to him and didn't actually do so. He treats everyone equally, and the regular work parties were meant to help the workers bond with each other, not for him to get close to any one person. Whether your boyfriend was just saying whatever came to his mind, or if he was mixing in lies to suit his own narrative, either way, without any reality behind it, a dream stays a dream. Wait, so there was never any chance for him to move up? Yeah, that's about right. What the hell? He's been lying to me this whole time? What was the point of me dating him then? You really haven't changed, always relying on others. Instead of working hard to create your own happiness, you depend on others to make you happy, and then complain when they don't do exactly what you want. That's not going to lead to happiness, you know. Shut up! I'm not as smart or capable as you are, so it's fine for me to rely on others for help. There are plenty of people in the world who live off others like that. What did you say? Are you calling me a parasite? Yes, I am. Because you've given up on living independently, and you're trying to survive by attaching yourself to someone else's strength. But honestly, I don't think that's a bad way to live. If the person you're attaching yourself to can still be happy, then it's not like you're a burden. But that's not what you're doing, is it? Instead, you try to make yourself look stronger and end up causing trouble for others. I don't think that's the right way to live. Well, if I didn't do that, I couldn't survive anyway. Besides, I can live however I want, right? Hey, can't you talk to your husband for me? If my boyfriend gets promoted and becomes an executive, he'll be able to make money. And if I marry him, everything will work out for me. It's fine, right? We're family after all. I heard about your boyfriend. Apparently, he's all talk but never actually delivers results. They say he's slow on the job and often cuts corners. No way! He told me he's the best at his workplace, and that's why the owner likes him. Well, it seems the other workers have said he often ignores instructions and does whatever he wants. He's made mistakes during important tasks like machine maintenance, and the other workers always have to cover for him. They say his presence often delays the work, and the other workers are struggling because of him. But anyone can make mistakes. Isn't he working hard in his own way? Even if he thinks he's working hard, he's causing a lot of trouble for everyone else. I've heard his reputation on-site is rock bottom, and the other workers are worn out because of him. Wait, so you're saying he's not executive material? Exactly. You got that right. But people say it's all about connections, right? Whether you're good at the job or not doesn't matter as much as how well you get along with the owner. That's why he said he's been trying hard. If it were that easy to get a higher position, everyone would just focus on communication skills. If his brain isn't up to par, it's just not going to work out. At least, if he showed some dedication, even without the smarts, there might have been some hope for him. Then I'll make him start working harder. Just help him out, okay? That way, I can be happy too. You're my sister, right? You can do that much, can't you? Do you really think I'd want to help you after everything? What? You nearly ruined my wedding. But the wedding wasn't canceled, right? Your husband changed into a different tuxedo, and the ceremony resumed, right? I was forced to leave, but you guys still had your wedding, so there's no problem. No problem? How can you even say that? Because of you, the ceremony came to a halt, and you caused a lot of trouble for both the guests and the venue staff. At the end of the day, the memories are tarnished and far from perfect. I have no obligation to help you out. If anything, I hold a grudge against you.
Don't say that! You're my sister! Sisters are supposed to put up with their younger sister's selfishness.
Maybe you should try actually making an effort to be a likable sister before you start demanding favors. Oh, and by the way, Mom and Dad have decided to cut ties with you. Obviously, I'm cutting ties with you too.
Huh? Don't be ridiculous. I mean, I barely have anything to do with the family anyway. I hardly ever visit home. So even if you say you're cutting ties, it's not like it changes anything for me.
They said they're cutting ties, so they won't be sending you any more money. This is what happens when you spoil someone too much. They're not going to help you anymore, so you're on your own from now on.
Wait, what? No more money? How am I supposed to survive?
You'll have to figure it out on your own. You've been living it up, working a few shifts a week at some part-time job, but if you get a full-time job, you can live without the allowance.
No way! If they stop sending me money now, I'm screwed. My boyfriend was supposed to support me, but he got fired. I'm fine with cutting ties, but I still need them to keep sending money.
Are you stupid? Once you cut ties, you're no longer family. Why would they keep sending you money?
That's so cruel. Parents are supposed to help their beloved children.
You talk like you deserve to be loved, but you've given plenty of reasons to be disliked and none to be loved. You think just because you're a daughter, a sister, or a girlfriend, everyone is going to want to help you no matter how awful you are. From now on, you'll be on your own, realizing just how incompetent you are, and you can despair over it.
No, I can't live on my own. Hey, sis, I'll apologize for throwing the egg at your husband, okay? Please don't abandon me. Violet!
After that, Chloe rushed back home to apologize to her parents for everything. However, while they had been lenient with her in the past, this time they had no intention of forgiving her for her over-the-top behavior, and they quickly sent her away. On top of that, her boyfriend blamed her, saying, "It's your fault I'm unemployed." And after a huge fight, the two broke up. He packed his things and moved out of the apartment they had been living in together. But since Chloe couldn't afford the rent on her own, she was soon evicted and had to move into a tiny apartment. Now, with no more allowance from her parents, she's barely scraping by with a part-time job, living on the edge. As for me, I cut all ties with Chloe, and my husband and I moved far away to start our happy newlywed life. I've made sure my parents and relatives won't tell Chloe where we live, so I doubt we'll ever see each other again.